Well, US envoy Steve Witkoff is in Russia as Washington continues its attempts to broker a ceasefire in Ukraine. It's Mr Witkoff's third official visit to the country. The Kremlin declined to say whether he would meet Russian President Vladimir Putin, but said an announcement would be made if such a meeting happens. The pair met during the envoy's previous trips to Washington. Let's get more from our correspondent Sergei Satanovsky in Riga, where our office has been operating from since Russian authorities closed down DW's Moscow bureau. Welcome, Sergei. Tell us about this visit.
So what we know so far from Russian state media is that Donald Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff has arrived in Russia's St. Petersburg. Vladimir Putin's envoy Kirill Dmitriev met with him in a hotel and they left it together. We also know that just a week ago Dmitriev and Witkoff met in Washington and reportedly talked about trade between the two countries. Now, it has yet to be confirmed whether President Putin will meet with Witkoff. That's at least according to the Kremlin's spokesperson Dmitry Peskov. Most likely their meeting would also take place in St. Petersburg, which Vladimir Putin is visiting today. If today's meeting does take place, it would be the third time these two, Witkoff and Putin, have met. Last time Witkoff visited the Kremlin almost a month ago, and at that time the Kremlin only told the press that Putin had sent some additional signals to the White House.
Right, so remind us then, bring us up to date. Where are the talks up to?
Well, nothing seems to have changed significantly since Putin and Witkoff's last meeting. All three sides, for example, the US, Russia and Ukraine had agreed and had told the public that Russia and Ukraine would refrain from bombing each other's energy infrastructure, but later Russia and Ukraine accused each other of breaking this deal. A ceasefire in the Black Sea hasn't come into effect either, because Russia is expecting some sanctions to be lifted. What's more, according to Ukraine, Russia is preparing a new offensive later this spring. So, according to the US media, Donald Trump is unhappy with these developments and the lack of progress in peace talks. He has even threatened to impose additional sanctions on Russia, and that's basically what Putin and Witkoff could be discussing today. But so far, I should say, the Kremlin doesn't seem to be convinced that the US could punish it even harder than it already has.
OK. Thanks for that, Sergei. Sergei Satanovsky in Riga.